met Frank Goodish on the recruiting trip, right?
Yeah. That's the
Tell
first
story about meeting Brody and the room and
yeah. Well, when I mean, everybody probably knows, but when you go to, recruit, they assign somebody to take you around. They assigned a guy to take me around, and he was, took me to the, over here to the cafeteria and this, that, and the other. And I said, well, what I want to see the, the room, the dorm room that you live in. And he goes, and it's about like 2 PM now, and I go, yeah, I want to see the room. He says, well, so he stopped me out in the hall, and he says, everybody has a roommate, so anyway, that said, here, I'll show you my room. And so I go in, and there was like a line down the middle of the room. On his side, Phil Hampton was the guy's name, and he was their center, and it was immaculate. Bed was made, everything was really nice. And then right in the middle, man, there was just trash and crap all over the floor and everything. And then I looked and I saw all that, and I looked up at the bed, and all of a sudden this guy rolled out of bed, no sheets on the bed or nothing, and he was just, and he goes, oh, this is my roommate, Frank Goodish, that's the first time I ever saw. And then he rolled back over and went back to sleep.
And Jerry, you had mentioned that, I didn't know this, that the reason that Brody, who was Frank Goodish, Bruiser Brody, people know him more as, went to West Texas State was he'd been thrown out of a college before that, is what you said.
Iowa State University. One of my dear friends, Jim Dushan, was the 191 two-time, three-time All-American wrestler at Iowa State, and his dorm room was next door to Frank Goodish, and I mean, he had met Barbara there and all that stuff. So one time, Frank had just disappeared. Wrestlers, football players, seasons are different, of course. You don't really see a lot of each other, but a guy like Frank, you hear him a lot. And all of a sudden he just disappeared. So Jim and him they'd like to go out and have a share of that adult beverage every once in a while. And so all of a sudden his beer drinking buddy was gone. So he started asking some of the football players, what happened to Frank? Well, Frank led into one of those coaches, and they told him to pack his bags and get off campus there in Ames, and don't let the sun catch you going down in the city limit of Ames. So he started thinking, and he'd heard about this outlaw school down in West Texas, and he said, that's where I need to go.
The Funk sent me into the Dallas territory. I was working, and they say, yeah, we're trying, oh, you at West Texas. Bronco Lubitsch said, he says, yeah, well, we're breaking in a guy that went to West Texas. You'll really, you'll love this guy, and I said, what's his name? He said, Frank Goodish. I said, that crazy SOB, are you kidding me? Nah, man, wow, what a, I've been in the business about a year, a little over maybe a year and a half or something. And he says, no, this guy is so quiet and mellow and everything. He's really nice. And I said, Frank Goodish? Anyway, I go over there to see him, I say, hey, what are you doing? And he says, what are they saying? You're some quiet guy or something? And I said, oh, Frank, he says, I'm trying to get broke in. Don't say anything. Don't ruin it for me.